Leviticus chapter 15. We have Shashi, Shabai, Kamsun, one Chutzrin. In the margin there, we have Shi Rapa as the note for verse 56. Last time. Tutsi, Hasper, Bum Sukim as the note for verse 7. And Shabai in the margin. Mapthir also in the margin. Malwa is the note for verse 29. And God as a noun and verb spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when any man hath a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue he is unclean. And this shall be his uncleanness in his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue, or his flesh be stopped from his issue. It is his uncleanness. And I presume they mean a pus situation. Our blood, but not the preseminal fluid. Every bed whereon he lieth that hath the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And he that sitteth on anything whereon he sat that hath the issue shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And he that toucheth the flesh of him that hath the issue shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And if he that hath the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And what saddle soever he rideth upon that hath the issue shall be unclean. Well, they could mean pre-cum. And whosoever toucheth anything that was under him shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And whomsoever he toucheth that hath the issue, and hath not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And the vessel of earth that he toucheth, which hath the issue, shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water. And when he that hath an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take to him 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, or come before God as a noun and verb, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and give them unto the priest. And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before God as a noun and verb for his issue. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water, and be unclean until the even. Basically, like till the next prayer, I guess. So, they're distinguishing between the white and the clear. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water, and be unclean until even. And the woman also with whom the man shall lie with, seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the even. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall not put apart, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the even. Now, I personally side with the distinguishing between the keeping away from, because there are risks for, well, if somebody has a bleeding condition, for them too, but in filth, you really should distinguish between the two. 7 days, and whoever touches it shall be unclean. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean, and everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean, and whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even, and whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be unclean until the even. And if it be on her bed, or on anything whereon she sitteth, when he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until the even. And if any man lie with her at all, and the uncleanness of her separation be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation, she shall be unclean. Every bed whereon she lieth all the days of her issue shall be unto her as the bed of her separation, and whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean as the uncleanness of her separation. And whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. But if she be cleansed of her issue, then she shall number herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take unto her 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons. Obviously not turtles, because we've seen before that you can't eat turtles if you're a Bible believer. I say it depends. I say it's not as, and certainly I live in a part of the country where all the turtles are illegal to touch unless you're moving them from dogs or machinery or something. So, or the roads. Or 2 young pigeons, and that bring them into the priest to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. The priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for her before God's noun and verb for the issue of her uncleanness. Thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness when they defile my tabernacle that is among them. This is the law of him that hath an issue, and of him whose seed goeth from him, and is defiled therewith, and of her that is sick of her separation, and of him that hath an issue, of the man and of the woman, and of him that lieth with her that is unclean. Well, if we were talking about disease, that disease spreads, but this idea of blameworthy for those natural cycles, from some ailment that's not a result of what would otherwise be a sin, without any of these effects. Because, it's ridiculous. Oh, you gave birth to or had a bastard kid, and therefore, no, that doesn't make it more of a sin. It's the same behavior, regardless of, results like that, right? Or somebody goes to prison, and people are like, well, it's like, well, it's the same thing. Widber Yahweh al-Masha. Wal Ahran Lamer Debru al Bni Yashral Wamratam Alham Aish Ki Yahya Zab Mabru Zubu Thma Wa Wazat Tahya Thamatu Bazubu Rer Beshru at Zubu Au Hatchthim Bashru Mazubu Thamatu Hwa Kul Hem Shakab Asher Yashkab Al Yu Hazab Yathma Wakal Hekli Asher Yashab Al Yu Yathma Waish Asher Yag'a Bum Shukbu Yakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Ad Harb Wahishab Al Hekli Asher Yashab Al Yu Hazam Yakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Ad Harb Yu Hanga Babshur Hazab Ikbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Al Harb Waki Yerk Hazab Bathur Wakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Ad Harb Wakal Hemrakab Asher Yerkab Al Yu Hazab Yathma Wakal Hanga Bakal Asher Yahya Touchtew Yathma Ad Harb Wahnusha Autumn Yakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Ad Harb Wakal Asher Yagabu Hazab Widyu La Shathaf Bamim Wakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bamim Wathma Ad Harb Wakli Church Asher Yagabu Hazab Yashbur Wakal Kli Ats Yathaf Bamim Waki Yathur Hazab Mazubu Wasperlu Shibat Yum Yum Leth Hartu Wakbus Bugdew Worchuts Bashru Bamim Chiyam with her Wabium Hashmini Yakachlu Shati Tarim Au Shani Bani Yunah Waba Labni Yahwa Al Patach Ahal Muad Wan Tanam Al Hekhan Washa Atam Hekhan Atchid Hathat Wah Atchid Al Wakper Alu Hekhan Lapni Yahwa Mazubu Waish Ki Tatsa Mamnu Shakbat Sir'a Sirchuk Bamim At Kul Bashru Wathma Ad Harb Wakul Bagad Wakul Ar Asher Yahya Al Shakbat Sra Wakbus Bamim Wuthma Ad Harb Wash Asher Yishkum Aish Atta Shakbat Sarah Wurjutsu Bamim Wuthmau Ad Harb Washa Ki Tahya Zahab Zbah Dum Yahya Zbah Babshurah Shib'at Yum Yum Tahya Bandata Wakal Hanga Bah Yathma Ad Harb Wakal Asher Tashkub Al Yu Bandata Yathma Wakal Asher Tashib Al Yu Yathma Wakal Hanga Bum Shukbah Yakbas Bugdew Worchuts Bum Mim Wathma Ad Harb Wakal Hanga Bugul Kli Asher Tashib Al Yu Yakbas Bugdew Worchuts Bumim Wathma Ad Harb Wam Al Hem Shukab Huwa Al Hakli Asher Huwa Yathbat Al Yu Ben Gao Bu Yathma Ad Harb Wam Shekam Yashkam Aish Ata Wat He Nad Tah Al Yu Wathma Shabbat Yum Yum Wakal Hem Shakab Asher Yashkab Al Yu Yathma Washa Ki Yazub Zub Damah Yum Yum Rabim Bala At Nadta Au Ki Tazub Al Gadta Kul Yami Zub Thamata Kimi Nagta Tahya Thamahua Kul Hem Shukab Asher Chukab Al Yu Kul Yami Zuba Kam Shukab Nadta Yahya Lah Wakal Hakli Asher Tashib Al Yu Thumma Yahya Kathmat Nadta Wakal Hanuga Bum Yathma Wakbas Bugadu Workjets Meme Wathma Ad Harb Wam Tahra Mazuba Wasprah La Shab'at Yum Yum Watcher Tathar Wabyum Hachmini Takachlah Shati Tarim Au Shani Bani Yuna Wahbyah Autum Al Hakhan Al Patach Ahal Muwad Washa Hakhan At Hatjad Chuthat Wat Hatjad Al Wakper Al Yah Hakhan Lapni Yahwa Mazub Thmata Wazertum at Bani Yashral Mathmatum Wallayim tu Bathmatum Bathmam at Mashkani Asher Batukam Zat Turat Hazab Washer Tetsa Mamnu Shakbat Sralath Mah Bah Wah Dwah Bantata Wahsab at Zubu Lazkur One Nukba Wal Aish Asher Yashkub Am Thamah. Kubs means to trample or stamp. A fuller or washing. A fig. Zob is yellow or gold. Zub is waste away, issue. Pine, gush out. Pus, menstruation. And also the what's usually the excitement fluid, but sometimes it's not. Well, excitement's probably the wrong word because those organs relax and fill with blood. So it's actually relaxing, but we use the word excitement